Sometimes, the most disturbing mysteries don't begin with a scream. They begin with silence. January 11, 2013. A normal school day at Lowndes High School. Students moved through the hallways. Teachers prepared lessons. Everything felt routine. Until something didn't. Inside the gym, someone noticed a strange sight. A pair of legs, sticking out of a rolled wrestling mat. At first, it didn't make sense. Because the body wasn't lying on the floor. It was inside the mat. Upside down. Trapped. When authorities arrived and pulled the body free, they identified him as Kendrick Johnson. 17 years old. Gone. But the question wasn't who he was. It was how he ended up there. Investigators began reconstructing what they believed had happened. Students at the school had a habit. Instead of using lockers, they placed their shoes inside the hollow centers of these wrestling mats. It was common. Almost routine. According to officials, Kendrick had done the same. That day, he returned to retrieve his shoes. To reach inside, he would have had to lean forward, head first, deep into the mat. Investigators say he slipped. Fell inside. And became stuck. Upside down. With his arms pinned and no room to move, he was unable to free himself. Slowly, he suffocated. The official ruling was clear: accidental positional asphyxia. A tragic accident. A simple explanation. But something about it didn't sit right. Almost immediately, questions began to surface. Kendrick's body had been found vertically inside the mat, feet upward, head downward. The opening was narrow, tight enough to restrict movement. Many wondered how it was possible that he couldn't pull himself out. A situation like that would likely involve panic, movement, noise. Yet no one reported hearing anything unusual. Then there were the cameras. The school had surveillance systems in place. But none clearly showed Kendrick entering the mat. Some footage appeared incomplete. Certain areas weren't covered. Time gaps raised even more questions. There was no clear moment. No definitive sequence. Only uncertainty. And when key moments are missing, doubt begins to grow. Kendrick's family refused to accept the official conclusion. They believed something else had happened. They pushed for further investigation. A second autopsy was conducted. What they discovered deepened their concerns. Some of Kendrick's internal organs were no longer present. They had been replaced with newspaper. Officials explained that this can occur during the funeral home process and was not evidence of tampering. But for the family, it raised more questions than answers. They began to consider another possibility: that Kendrick had been harmed, and that his body had been placed inside the mat. Rumors circulated. Allegations emerged involving other students. But no charges were ever filed. No definitive evidence confirmed foul play. The case drew national attention. Multiple agencies reviewed the evidence, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Each time, the conclusion remained the same. No evidence of homicide. No confirmation of foul play. The case was reopened, reviewed again, and closed, more than once. Every investigation returned to the same point. An accident. They pushed for further investigation. A second autopsy was conducted. What they discovered deepened their concerns. Some of Kendrick's internal organs were no longer present. They had been replaced with newspaper. Officials explained that this can occur during the funeral home process and was not evidence of tampering. But outside official reports, the story continued to evolve. Because people weren't just reading conclusions. They were imagining the scene. A body inside a mat. And for many, that image refused to feel accidental. Two versions of this story exist. One describes a tragic accident, a simple mistake with devastating consequences. The other suggests something more deliberate, a confrontation, a hidden act. One is supported by official findings. The other is sustained by doubt. And doubt has a way of lingering. Because once a question is raised, especially one without a clear answer, it tends to remain. So what really happened to Kendrick Johnson? Was it a tragic accident? Or something more complex? There is no final answer. Only perspectives. And sometimes, the most unsettling part of a mystery is not knowing which version is true. If you want to explore more cases like this, cases that challenge what we think we know, stay with Case Theory. Because the next story might be even harder to explain.